Hello everyone, Triple here. I'm here with another episode of the Road to Leaderboard. I kind of wanted to build with Alakazam, so this seemed like the right place to do it. Um, One thing is I am planning to switch, like do other videos, Pokemon videos, besides Road to Leaderboard as soon as like the next DLC drops. Because then there will be a whole lot more Pokemon for me to use, so that's gonna be a fun time. But for now I have this Alakazam and Salazzle team, which is very interesting. Alakazam, because of that 120 speed, outspeeds a lot of mons. Like the biggest ones it doesn't outbeat are Zeraora and Dragapult, obviously. But a lot it does outspeed, and then with Nasty Plot, Focus Sash, it just gets the drop on so many mons. It's just a very strong attacker. Magic card means it doesn't get bothered by rocks or anything, so it keeps the sash. So this is a really good offensive Pokemon to use. And Salazzle, this is a set I've ran basically since I first used Salazzle. Substitute, Protect, Toxic, Flamethrower. Corrosion means I can Toxic anything, obviously. And with Substitute Protect, this becomes a really fast 170 speed, it's really good. A really fast stall Pokemon, kind of. Because it can Toxic any Pokemon down, and it can Toxic Toxapex, which is a huge problem for my team. Well, huge problem, I have Alakazam, but like, it can eat hits from Dragapult, from Paragon, from Azumarill, so that's really useful. And anything that like I have trouble breaking through, I can Toxic and just chip down. I have Manibus as a defensive bird. This was originally Urshifu, but I needed some hazard removal, so Manibus is really big. Heavy duty boots, Overcoat. Overcoat means opposing Amoonguss can't spore me. This is physically defensive. This is my answer to opposing Urshifu. Also to like Dragapult, if it's a D-dense Dragapult, that can be really handy. I have Belly Drum, Huge Power, Azumarill. Belly Drum sub 10 clicks, Aqua Jet, pretty standard. This is a late game sweeper mostly, so I really hope he can put in work. Ferrothorn with Iron Barbs, leftovers. Especially defensive because Manibus is physically defensive. This can come in on Moonblast and stuff. Lead Sheet gets some more chip for Azumarill to sweep. Tower Ball is nice damage versus most things. Power Whip for the things Tower Ball doesn't hit as well. Power Whip does pretty well. And Stealth Box, of course, really help out chipping things away. And last I have Specs Dragapult with Hex, because I'm gonna be Toxicing stuff. I can Hex for a lot of damage. I also have Thunder for Manibus, Flamethrower for Ferrothorns and stuff, and Draco Meteor just for big damage. So I really hope like these two can put in a lot of work. This is gonna be a really interesting one, because like I really depend on the Azumarill to sweep. Kind of, so it's gonna be fun. And we get to the first game of the day. Lead Excelgor, probably putting up rocks. I can Toxic a lot of stuff here. My Salazzle is really good. The only thing he has that really counters it are like the Lightning Rock. Also my Azumarill just wins when I get rid of Amoonguss, which is really nice. Let me lead Dragapult as he leads Rotom. The thing is, I was thinking either Rotom or Lightning Rock. I feel like he goes Togekiss here. But do I try to catch that? Let me try to catch that. He did full switch out, but he risked his Rotom there, which now he has to go, like he can't go Togekiss anymore. He has to go Among Us, which is fine by me. Because Mandibus is always an answer to that. He's Substitute? Sludge Bomb. I can Roost here. He goes back into Rotom. I feel like he's just going to Volt Switch here. Yep. And now I get a foul play on something. Probably the Togekiss. On Among Us actually. I can Roost this damage off. And I don't really have to care about this. He does poison me with a crit Sludge Bomb. But he is Rocky Helmet, so it's not... If he gives me this, that's a big... yeah, that's not the best play he can make. He's gonna Volt Switch, which makes me think I should go Max Charge on here. Probably going Urshifu. Lycanroc actually. To Fire Fang me? He really just Sword Stance in my face. He does combats me. He dies to my Iron Barbs. Let me go Salazzle. I substitute here, I'm pretty sure. Because he has to fear like fire coverage, right? Yeah, he goes Rotom. I Toxic this. Urshifu Rapid Strike. He does go for the Zen Headbutt. So I can go Mandibus. He makes a really nice play. Alright, I'll give him that. The question is this Scarf? Because if it's not, I think I can just win. Actually, I could just go Azumarill and Belly up here and knock him off. And knock him off. And knock this off. And now we get one more Aqua Jet, which is really nice. That's fine, honestly, because that's good damage, is the thing. Dragapult, come in and click Thunder. As he misses Thunder Wave. That's actually pretty huge. Alright, I sacrifice Mandibus. Because I feel like he's banded. I'm gonna go Alakazam and click Psychic. He's really bulky. And I flinch. That's really unfortunate. This is like a really good set, especially defensive Togekiss, probably Spectacular's move. Oh, I get paralyzed, so it didn't even matter. Like that was just a really good set versus me. I didn't expect that. So GG on him. Oh, what is this? This is basically everything I dislike. Let me lead Salazzle. Because a toxic on like... Oh no, wait, not a toxic on Halloween, because then I toxic myself. Actually, hold up. Like my Ferton is really good here. Let me lead Dragapult. Dragapult is safe. Actually, Dragapult isn't safe. What do I lead? Let me just lead Ferton. I should have, like, Iron Head on Ferton is a popular one nowadays because of Gathering. He does have the Mystical Fire and he just goes for it. Alright. Yep, he switches out. And I get the Toxic off. Very nice. He teleports out, but I'm behind the sub now. Which does mean I get another Toxic off there. As he switches out back into Blissey. Yep. He teleports out again. Back into Blissey, which I can Toxic again. And let me go Azumarill here. And let me click knockoff here on a Rillaboom coming in. For a long time I was considering bringing a Bandit Azumarill, which would have also been very good. But still, like, even without band, 436 attack is really good. And if I can max that out with Belly Drum, that just kind of decimates almost everything. Is he still here? We get a knockoff from the Blissey as he teleports out. No heavy duty boots anymore though. It's really good. He goes Rillaboom. I have Mandibus for a reason here. He goes Zero Aura. Yeah, he's just full turning and teleporting just to get like the advantage. He's gonna full switch with his Zero Aura. He's actually not, he just Plasma Fisted. Alright. He Volt Switches now, which does barely any damage. He goes back into Hatterene. Mystical Fire does barely any damage. And I get to click knockoff again for a lot of damage as he Giga Drains me. Nice. Can I just go Ferton here? Future Sight, alright. Gyro Ball here. Actually, let me Stealth Box. Because he's seen me, he went Hatterene every single time. Actually, hold up, cancel. I got something to resist the close combat, I think. He Blaze Kicked me. Huh. Let's see here. Alakazam, I get to click Psychic here. On the Volt Switch. nasty plot here. And Psychic, the Blissey. Nasty plot here. And Psychic, the Blissey. And that's Blissey gone. Which now means like Zero Aura is of course very scary still. I do really lose to Zero Aura. Let me drop a Draco here. He Volt switches on me, which makes me think he doesn't have a better answer to it. Alright, that's Slowbro gone. Hatterene comes out, of course. Azumarill. Aqua Jet here. Actually, no, play rough. He's Overgrow. Alright, we go Mandibus here. Can I boost my damage off here? I think he outspeeds me. But getting a boost here would be huge. But he's not Grassy Surge, which is very... like, that's probably just a mistake. But, that does mean his Hawlucha doesn't have anything to boost its speed with, which means Dragapult, it seems like Zara doesn't have like knockoff, so that might just mean Dragapult wins here. Yeah, he does outspeed me, but I can just take Hex. Specs Hex, even though like Hex isn't, it's base 65, that's still gonna hurt. And Hatterene is now low enough to be killed by that. Alright, you got Zero Aura, which I think, yeah, Plasma Fist is your best option versus me. That means you do kill me here, which is unfortunate. But don't I win here? Hawlucha, oh yeah, wait. Hawlucha still kills me with acrobatics. That was unfortunate. Zero Aura is a real problem for my team. I might want to go like Scarf Alakazam sometimes. But yeah. Oh, this is a bit of a scary team actually. However, I feel like he leads Excadrill, which means my Azumarill can just like belly drum turn 1 and win here. If he sets up rocks, that's a big mistake. If I flinch here, that's really unfortunate. I don't. Which means now I get to Aqua Jet. And I likely outspeed the Among Us. He's Rocky Helmet. Ooh. That's really good. I do get rid of Among Us, which is pretty nice. Let me go Salazzle now. On Excadrill. I sub up here on what I'm thinking to be rocks. Or a switch out. He just earthquakes me. So I can flamethrower him here. He actually switches out. Which is pretty interesting. This definitely feels like it's like physically defensive. E-speed. I click Toxic here. I protect. And I think I Flamethrower protect here. And then I get another Toxic off on something. Unless it's the Zero Aura, of course. I'm gonna go for the double here. Actually, hold up. What if I go Dragon Bolt? He Flare Blitzed me. It's not strong enough, and I can Hex here. And that means I get a Toxic off on like Magnezone or Urshifu or Ectodrill. He has to go like his Urshifu or Zero Aura now. But doesn't my Mandibus always answer to Urshifu? Yeah. I can foul play here on an incoming like Magnezone or something, yeah. Fertron comes in. I take barely any damage, which now means I get a free lead sheet off on something. And let me Power Whip here on the switch. He actually doesn't. I'm gonna put up my Stealth Box then. That's fine. My leftovers plus lead sheet are out healing his damage, so actually this thing isn't good enough. Unless he has Blaze Kick, I don't think he can hurt me enough. He Plasma Fist trying to read me. Let me sacrifice Dragapult here, or take Draco Meteor. That's fine too. He is Scarfed. Alright. That does mean Mandibus is free. And I'm actually gonna double into Salazzle here. By the way, apologies for the background noise. And protect here on Zero Aura. Because if I can get he close combats me. Trying to read, I think, the switch. But I think my Fertron wins here, so I'm just gonna go into Alakazam and click Dazzling Gleam here. And that also catches Urshifu if he goes into it. Plus it will kill Zero Aura. I can click Focus Blast on the Exodel and hope it doesn't miss, of course. If this doesn't miss, he's likely going Urshifu. Yeah, he's now going Urshifu, which means I can use my Sash to Dazzling Gleam that. And from there it's basically GG. Because I'm physically defensive on Mandibus, I don't really get that, but I'm fine with taking your Zero Aura. That was Bandit, because that did some insane damage. He gives me his Magnezone. I don't know if I agree with that. You have to Wicked Blow me here, and that means you actually close combat, which especially means my Mandibus just break Virtue here. Yeah, no, you just kind of gave me all your mons, which I don't really get why. He close combats and we break Bird in to kill. Like, Salazzle really in this game showed what it's worth, because it like 1v1 the Arcanine and then it threatened the Magnezone and Excadrill. And it was a big problem for the Amoonguss, so it put in a lot of work there. Alakazam, of course, with the huge sweep of Pokemon here. I don't know why he gave me all of those, but... And Ferrothorn being able to eat hits from Magnezone is really nice. I don't really know what to make of this. I like the idea of leading Salazzle, because I get a Toxic off on something, except the Barraskewda, of course. You don't outspeed Darkbelt. He flip turns. He's banded flip turn. Alright, noted. Don't I just get to go back into Salazzle and substitute up here? And then Toxic that Barraskewda? I protect to get some extra HP back. And I Toxic this thing. Wait, missed, that's true. I can go Ferrothorn here on the liquidation because he's like guaranteed banded. However, I can protect here. To see what he's going to do. In this game, once I get... Yeah, he just liquidations me again, so I can go Ferrothorn here. He reads into that very, very well. I'm going back into Salazzle and let him flip turn me. Yeah, that was just very, very well played from him. I go Alakazam now, I'm pretty sure. And I can just click Psychic here. Alright. That doesn't make contact. Alright, that's interesting. I do get my rocks up here. I'm gonna lead sheet on the defog. And I'm gonna go Dragapult here. On the Volt Switch. You are banded. What are you doing here? I will take this Barraskewda any day of the week. Hello? And now I lead sheet here. And I killed the Chirinja. Alright. He knocks off my heavy duty boots. And I can just foul play here. Rock Tomb. That's really interesting. I'm gonna play rough you, if you don't mind. You're gonna go guaranteed in the Weezing. And I can Aqua Jet you here. Ooh. Nice, nice. But don't I just go this and ooh, Dragon Tail? Alright. Fine. I defog here until I die. And I Desert Leap. Nice. And I think I just Psychic. Hello? I think he's trying to make plays too desperately. And I don't really get it. He lets me Psychic the Weezing. And I Desert Gleam the Druddigon. And don't I now just get to click Hex here? I think I just get to click Hex here. Endure? I'm pretty sure you also die here to the Hex. Yeah. I don't know what he tried to do, but I think he unnecessarily tried to make plays he didn't have to. The sacrifice of Bersecuda was one I found especially weird, because that was kind of his win con. That thing outspeed everything except my Dragon Bolt, so I'm pretty sure that could have just won in the end. Right, we're facing some sun. Of course. Limicus leads Salazzle on the Torkoal. Substitute here. I don't think he's gonna have ground coverage. He's gonna go Blissey. He seismic tosses me. And I just substitute back up again because he's probably wanting to switch out because of natural cure. I will take this Blissey from him more. I don't mind, like, if he wants to trade his Blissey for my Salazzle, that's like the best trade I could ever ask for. I toxic him here. And I just protect. And I flamethrower just for some extra damage. This is 25, but oh, that's 20. So if he doesn't soft boiled here, he loses his Blissey. 12 plus. Wait, why did it do 20 here at top? 31 plus 12. I substitute up on the teleport, which is nice because now I'm back behind the sub and I get to click Toxic again. Salazzle is just, with this set, it's so annoying to deal with because it's always like behind the sub and dealing damage and being annoying. And if like Salazzle can chip things down enough, then I can eventually just beat him with Alakazam. I protect here with 18 damage. So 12 to 20 damage it does bounce. So I'm looking pretty good. He's already burned to 3 soft boil. And if I get a high roll here, I do get to get rid of it. So do I take those chances? No, I should substitute back up again. Because I know me, I'm gonna miss this chance. Am I? Yeah, he's gonna switch out. I figured as much. I'm gonna Toxic the Charizard. I protect here. And he just forfeits, he gives up. That's the thing, if you don't deal with Salazzle accordingly, and if I make my plays right, then you don't really have anything to deal with. I Toxic this Charizard, I could then protect to stall out the sun. Forcing him to either go Torkoal again, which lets me sub up, or go Blissey again, which then we repeat the whole Toxic thing. So I always come out on top in this situation. Salazzle is gonna be very important to keep. My Azumarill can be very, very useful. I like the idea of just leading Ferrothorn because it beats like Mew most likely, and He just has Flare Blitz, alright. Dragapult. He just puts up rocks and I click Hex here. On what I expect to be the Grimmsnarl. If I had U-turn, this would be the moment to click it, but I just get rid of his Mew. And now Ferton is looking a whole lot less good here. I'm just gonna Hex this. I'm not gonna let this belly drum up. He just play roughs me. Alright, that's honestly fine. He goes Grimmsnarl, which I can Dazzling Gleam for a lot of damage. On what I expect to be a Light Fiend, but like, yeah, that's still really good damage. And unless you have Sucker Punch, that just means like you just have, yeah, you just sacrifice your Speed Setter. On now I expect to go Scizor or Shifu, which I can literally go Mandibus off on and just default all of this. So that was a really good trade for me. And he has nothing anymore. Honestly, my Azumarill seems the least useful here. And this gives me some momentum. I get to choose what to go now. He goes Azumarill, as I expected. I can go Ferton here, click Leech Seed. Be annoying. Unless he's Sap Zipper, which I doubt he's Sap Zipper. And I'm gonna Leech Seed again on this full switch. Actually, I should Stealth Box. Yeah, I get my Stealth Box up here. Doesn't Mandibus always answer a Shifu? Actually, he U-turns on me, which now means I get another Leech Seed. I expected him to do something to counter his the Mandibus, which did 80%. I out-healed that. Nice. I get my Leaf Body Press. Alright. Salazzle, substitute up. I'm expecting this to be Specs Body Press, so I think he's forced to switch out here. And I get a substitute up. I get to annoy the Azumarill and the Scizor and stuff like that. If he lets me have a Toxic on the Azumarill, that's basically over. I can Flamethrower the Scizor. That's actually, I will take that trade any day of the week. Getting rid of Scizor is huge here. Azumarill comes in. Let me Toxic this. Protect. And let me go Mandibus. I take that easily. And now I go back into Salazzle on the playground. Yep. Alright. Now he's forced to go Urshifu. Which means, one, I can Flamethrower this for some damage. He's Scarfed. So I get to Flamethrower the Magnezone actually. And he's Urshifu, he's Scarfed. Which means he now locks himself into something that can't kill my Mandibus. Yeah, no. He needs, I think, a crit there. So I just get the Brave Bird off. Salazzle again really showing how good it is. I really love Salazzle in this meta. And I think I'm gonna leave it here. This is a bit of a shorter one, but I don't really have as much time as I do normally. We did reach 1400, which is pretty good. I think for me, this is the highest I usually reach. I think it was like 1430 on my main account. So it's pretty good that we're here already. So with that, I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.